What's up, Army? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
I'm Zach.
I'm Jarek.
I'm Julio.
Y'all know the vibes. Y'all seen the picture. Y'all seen the thumbnail. Y'all know why y'all here.
Why?
BTS. Jungkook of BTS, that is. My you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and become a real redeemer today. Also, jump on the Patreon. We having some exclusive stuff up on there today. It's BTS related. JK. Next week, I believe JK either single or album comes out. It's the album, y'all? Yeah, y'all tell me in the comments. But yeah, next Thursday, y'all, JK is
It'd be
dropping.
funny if nobody.
It's JK. Someone's going to say everything about JK in the comments.
Look, we actually don't know.
They know. Somebody will tell you JK blood type right there.
I believe you. It's the bad part. I do believe.
But yeah, JK has a lot of stuff coming up forward. I heard that he has a Justin Bieber track that he's been holding on to, so we about to see what that can get into, hopefully. How you feel about that?
For what?
Justin Bieber.
The Biebs.
I don't know how I feel about the Biebs, man.
All that being said, I'm hype about his album. I'm waiting to see kind of what the sound of it is going to be. We've heard him on Left and Right with Charlie Puth. We've heard him do Dreamers and kind of know what sounds he likes. He can do anything he wants, but I want to hear his story and what he has to say. But basically, he did a pre-release of his music that you can only get on SoundCloud. And this was one of the tracks. Never heard it before, so we're going to jump into it and have a conversation when we are done.
Summer has arrived, it's pride in the air. Roses already blown. The last close time is going out. The days we're getting longer and longer. But my days were still going on and on and on. I got right in the sunshine. I looked up at the night sky. It was quite a lonely night. In the blink of one, a dark faded out. Coming under the sunlight. Memories with me and you. All these years are colored in by you. All these times are precious to you. 4 seasons have passed free. 4 centuries have passed away. All the reasons why I can't live right. All the reasons why I sing this song. Live for the be by your side now. I'll try to shine brighter than now. 사라질까 혹시 꿈일까 뒤척이다 또 잠이 든다 영원할 수 있을까 사무치는 마음 달려보다 밤에 잠겨 감긴다 숨을 쓸쓸했던 밤 어느새 먹구름은 흩어져가 일종의 이미 새겨진 너와 남긴 온기들 모든 빛이 내게 물들고 나의 시간은 완벽해져 매번 내게 또다시 더 짙어지게 또다시 내가 미소 짓는 이유도 이 너를 모를 수 있는 것도 이겨지기에 감사해 더 빛나볼게 환하게 On a starry night Hold my you sleep tight Shining purple light Thankful to be by your side On a starry night Hold my you sleep tight Shining purple light 이겨지기에 감사해
It's kind of beautiful.
Kinda.
Vocally, that was beautiful. JK doing JK things.
Sounded Bieberish to me.
I think it is like JK doing JK things. The crazy thing with JK is like I already know how talented he is. I feel like he'd have smoked this even more like in a live performance of it, whether he did one of his V lives or just something else. The lyrics and everything seems like it's a love letter to Army, which is a lot of the B-sides like either don't make album tracks or it seems like they be on like the SoundCloud stuff. I don't mind like I think you said like the Bieberish like vibes and stuff because that's quintessentially just kind of what a lot of pop music is when it's in that pop ballad vibe where something sounds almost dreamy or hazy, if that makes sense. But I thought he carried. I thought obviously, he has a beautiful voice. He like tinker with it. I really like more of the stuff that he was doing in the background, some of the harmonizations and some of the runs. Wanted a little bit more of those, but can't beg for that on every track. I feel like it's just songs are gonna sound repetitive. But all in all, I fuck with the song. Not quite sure if it's a download for me, but definitely if it's on, I wouldn't change it. Or it's a song that feels like it has good energy and will put you in a great mood.
Yeah, that was a great way to put it. If it was on, I wouldn't change it. But that being said, it was, it was a good song. I love his voice, of course. He's very talented. But for me, there was no spark for me. It sounded too generic. When I said Bieberish to him, it's just like anybody could have did that type sound. Not taking anything away from him because he's very talented, great artist. All due respect to him, but it was meh for me, very meh. It was like nothing shining out too much for me, but still shout out to him. He's still the man.
You the one that wanted like them like kicks or runs at the end.
Something. So I need something to stand out.
It felt like a pretty short song.
Yeah.
Shorter than usual.
2023, get in, get out.
I really like the lyrics and the whole story that he was telling. The song, I'm gonna be honest, like, it's a great song. It was exactly what I expected from JK. So, I'm not like blown away, but I'm also not like disappointed. Executed it very well. I do want to see him in a different realm. I feel like I always see him in kind of doing the same thing. To me, in my opinion, when I'm seeing him, I usually
What genre
see
would you
him-
like to see him tackle?
I'm gonna see him get a little sexier, some R&B for the ladies type. You know what I mean?
You want to hear him like on some like, I'm just using this as like a BPM in the song, not exactly like the lyrics, but like Chris Brown "Take You Down" type like energy.
Yeah.
Take you down.
Or more like, remember when Justin Bieber was a little older and he started making,
If I was your boyfriend, I'd never let you go.
yeah,
Got money in the back.
yeah. I want a little. I feel like, in my opinion, he's still. I haven't seen him break away from like what he already sounds like in BTS. You know what I mean? I feel like with everyone's solo work, you can kind of separate their solo work from their group work. Like they sound completely different in their solo work than they do in the group. Not entirely, but it's different. You know what I mean? You can see traces of their solo work in their solo. You can see traces of their solo work in their group work. With JK, I feel like I don't really see a difference between what he does in the group and what he does in the solo. Granted, now, to be fair, JK is the lead vocalist, so they are using his voice a lot.
We had that argument before, not to cut you off, but to be. It's an argument. It wasn't an argument. We was talking about this before, remember? And we was just like, well, is it JK fault that? Because like you said, since he's the lead vocalist, and I ain't gonna say you basically saying it's hard to separate him from BTS. Ain't like BTS just JK as well because he does so much of the heavy lifting. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of one of those weird. Because I get exactly what you mean, though.
Yeah, I think, when it comes to like BTS or like really any great group, right? Like, yeah, somebody is always doing the heavy lifting, but it doesn't work with just them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Agreed.
Wu-Tang is a great example. Some of their best work is when they're all involved and included in as opposed to when like they go solo now. Some of them do great things in their solo, but for this particular sound that JK is doing, I feel like it needs the other members. Like not like needs a whole verse or anything, but it's a sound that needs other complementary vibes. As opposed to like all their solo work, I think all of them when they do their solo stuff is just them. This is missing a little something, but I think it's because we're so used to listening to him in the group. We're like, damn, it's missing something. So I hope his solo stuff, you know, I would enjoy it more if he goes out and experiments with different sounds. I know most people will probably only want to hear him do a certain thing because that's what they're used to, but he's one of the youngest in the group too, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And being one of the youngest and having, you
He
know...
is the youngest. But,
Okay. I thought he was like second or something, but
Yeah, he's the baby.
Being the youngest, you know, I feel like you have an advantage in how much more solo work he might put out compared to the others. I feel like he has more time to experiment. As opposed to the others, they're a little bit older. They kind of settled already, you know what I mean? They kind of know what they want for their artistry. JK, like, I hope he experiments. That's what I'm hoping for.
he's in a interesting place too, just because I'm with you, but it's the way the like wording is like BTS almost attack every genre, so it's hard to like do something else outside of what BTS does, almost
Not even
unless you're a
necessarily-
rapper.
I wouldn't say genre. I say maybe the approach. I think the way you approach something dictates the vibe for it. You know what I mean? Like the way you approach a group song shouldn't be the way you approach a solo song. The way you approach your solo work shouldn't be how you approach your group work. And I don't think he's figured out the balance quite yet. I hope he does. But like I said, he's younger, so he has time to really experiment. My biggest fear is that because he's the youngest and he's also the lead vocalist, people would only want to hear stuff like what he does on BTS. You know what I mean? And I hope not. I hope people are open to his experimentations.
I think people should be open. Like Jimin first 2 tracks when he came out sound like trap songs almost.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, you know, you wouldn't think that from everything. And I guess that's where it's at with me. Like, since he's the lead vocalist, when the rappers have like they mixtapes and solo stuff, if they're just singing on a track, it's already a different approach for them. Like, you know what I mean? So they already kind of got a leg up on just, if I sing or do anything different, my music would be somewhat different. The vocalist, Jin did, you know, the Coldplay stuff, and he has like a lot of ballads, and that's kind of his lane. And, you know, we haven't heard him on anything trap or anything, and plus he left. So none of the vocalists have had anything kind of like come out outside of Jimin, and Jimin's whole approach was, damn near I'm gonna do everything almost and be a little bit more edgy. V hasn't dropped anything yet, so we kind of don't know what's going to go on with him. So JK to me is in this weird space where it's like, if I do pop, it's going to sound like pop. You know what I mean? Like what approach at that point? Like what approach can I do? Because I fuck with the left and right Joan, but clearly like that's not his track. I fuck with Dreamer, but that sounds like a FIFA song. Like it sounds like a World Cup soccer song. So it's just like, if you was his producer, what would you tell him? Like, what would your approach be? Like, I honestly want to know what you would tell him. Yo, got all unlimited money, unlimited everything. JK's in the studio with you. Like, yo, Jared, we doing the first track. No, fuck first track. We doing the title track to my album.
Title track to the album. It's gotta be.
Sidebar: Jared produces and works with music, makes beats and everything.
It gotta be. It gotta be like a feel good beach song.
That sounds like a BTS song.
It gotta be a feel good beach song. Just you. Fuck it, you gonna rap in there.
Now, see, that's my
Melodic-
approach too. I think you
melodic-
should rap too. But
Melodic
that's-
harmonies. We gonna go with the melodic harmony approach. You gonna sing for sure, but you gonna fuck them up with a verse.
I don't like some rap.
And he rapped early on with them and stuff like that. He's he's an all rounder for real. He just they don't.
You're an all
really ask
rounder.
him
Like
what
we're gonna show them that like no, like whatever they think you're gonna do, we're gonna do more or the opposite.
So you want sexy melodic rapping on the beach?
Damn, right on.
Yeah. Sexy melodic rapping on the beach.
Just sound like a banger, dog.
It does.
So
I'm with you though.
you want Ty Dolla $ign?
Yeah, or like
That was
Tyga, or
Mustard on that
maybe
beat.
he could get a feature from like he get like a JK. I was seeing him working with
I used about to have him
probably
on
like
the DJ
Coy
College.
Ray or
Respectfully, I want a bigger name. Surprised he ain't doing a joint with Ed.
Yeah,
Him and Ed. Because if
he
you doing a joint with Bieber, you damn near could be doing a joint with Ed.
You should.
And y'all already have worked with Ed, like, you know what I mean, as far as like all the two joints. As far as Make It Right and Permission to Dance.
fuck it, do something with Harry Styles.
That'd hit too.
Do something with Harry. Do something with Harry.
And everybody we name, and that sound like iconic. Depending on how the video is, that sound like something to break the internet. It's gonna be
Yeah.
good quality. You might be on to something. Big hit, you might need to
Tap in, big head. I got some moves for y'all, man.
It's a jersey. I got some beats laid down too already.
I sent him.
Nah, you want that too?
No, I just liked it vocally. Me personally, I think he smoked it vocally. Like really. Lyrically, me personally, I don't know. I would have to go back and listen to this, give it another listen. But like Nick said, I don't think this is a download, but it is another listen though. That's about it. You guys covered every other base.
Yeah, I really hope that everyone stayed and listened to this entire conversation. Yeah, someone might have. You said Bieber, and someone was like,
Kurt's not here.
It's not a download for me, and just like left just because these conversations are decent when we kind of get more into it and kind of talk about the specifics as far as just what we want. Because at the end of the day, like, we love JK, we fuck with BTS and love them, and we want the best for them. And if we're not feeling something or we have questions, these are decent conversations like to have and just kind of talk about and stuff. It's okay for people not to like stuff, and I want the Redeemers, they already know that, to engage with us and also like conversate. What do y'all expect out of JK's album? What sounds do y'all want to hear? If he was rapping on 4 straight tracks, would y'all have an issue with that? I know most of y'all gonna say no, but some people, like Jarek said, like what they like from their artists. And when artists depart from kind of that route, people tend to, be a little defensive or just not be on board with shit. People that had a problem with Jim is saying, like, fuck all the ops and shit. So it's just like, like, let these men be men, and at the end of the day, let these artists be artists, and, support them, and let's see what he has to say.
How can an artist grow if you don't try things?
Yeah, man, that's literally growth in artistry. It's just like, obviously when BTS like decides to make changes and do different things in different genres, it always works out in their favor. And I feel like with all the solo work that's coming out, try to be experimental and really just tell your story at the end of the day. Really fuck critics and fuck everything else. As long as you're happy with the outcome, JK, just, do you, bro.
It sounds crazy, but I feel like at the height that they're at, this is probably the best time to try shit. Like, nothing really can go wrong. It's either they're going to like it, or you can just go and try something new, or go back to something old real quick to get the fans back on base, and then, you know what I'm saying?
Jump in the comments, tell us how y'all felt about everything that we was talking about. Really engage in the conversation, and give us some input.
Message me.
Message me is crazy. Give me some more information about JK's album. Jump on the Patreon. We have some BTS stuff going up on there today. We love y'all. We gonna holla at y'all. Peace.